there, John here. Welcome to another Hytale adventure. Today I'm going to be talking about the differences between Hytale and Minecraft. Now, I've been playing this game for a little bit in the last week or so since it came out on early release. And there are a lot of similarities, a lot of really cool ones, but there's a lot of obvious differences between the two games. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of a game a while back called Creativerse, which was also really good, but had wonky controls. And I didn't love it, but it was a good-ish game. I had a decent amount of playtime on it. I even did a few videos on it. Building mechanic was a little bit weird. This one's a lot better. So is this better than Minecraft? That's the question we're going to be trying to answer by the end of this video. So let's go ahead and jump into the very first obvious ones. It's mobs. Everything seems to be out to kill you except for a few. Here's a perfect example right here. These two skelebones right here, right? They spawn in pretty regularly, and when it comes nighttime, a lot more so. There's even a wizard version of them, and there's quite a few mobs that are just simply unfriendly, and it reminds me a lot of Lego Fortnite, actually. Lego Fortnite, there's not a whole lot of friendly mobs except for, the pigs and the chickens and the cows, which seems to be the case here too. There's deer, there's rabbits, there's oxen, there's foxes, but the wolves are not friendly. These guys are certainly not friendly, and this is a creative world. As you can see, I'm flying around. I don't know where this is or if you can access this in the regular Orbis map, but I don't believe so. So this is very randomly generated, it looks like. And look at the top of this mountain. Look at these spires here. There's a bird flying around, which is really cool. There's a whole freaking dragon just chilling. He's sleeping. Can I give him a high five? No? So yeah, this is like a dragon's nest, apparently. At least an ice dragon. I don't know if there are other types of dragons, but there are a lot of creatures that are here to kill you. What's also cool is a lot of these mobs have their own home. Like there's a place for them to reside. There are bases, there are giant castle-like structures that they live in. So you kind of know when you're walking up to something. Even the skelebones, like they'll have random campsites. If you saw my very first episode of my Hytale videos, there are campsites for these skelebones. There are snakes that want to kill you. There are fish that want to kill you. There's piranha in the water. These bears are not friendly, not even the slightest. Look at him. I mean, look at him. He just looks angry. The wolves look the same. They definitely don't want you to be their friend. I don't know if there is a way to befriend them, but from what I've seen, not so much. And then there's things like this that are friendly, right? The little deer and antelope and things like that. Some moose. I don't know if they stay friendly. Like, will they charge you? I've never gotten close enough to find out. I know the warthogs that are running around are not friendly, but there are lots of birds, which is really cool. I love the fact that there's birds. There's also rubble that you can build things with, as opposed to just getting stone blocks, because you don't need a whole giant freaking meter-sized stone to build a tool, but you get this rubble here to build things with, which is kind of cool. Same with sticks. Yeah, I'm guessing the bears are not friendly because there's a penguin, and the penguin is done. Poor penguin. Polar bear wants to eat the penguins. There's all these sticks around. That's really cool. I mean, we find sticks in Minecraft too. You got to pluck them off the ground when you find like bushes and whatnot. Here's some piranha. Also, I noticed the load time to jump into a game, at least on my machine, it's fairly old. It's probably about 6 years old, is really fast. It doesn't take a really long time to generate a new world. Like I just generated this new creative world, right? When you go into creative, you get this option here of what kind of creative world do you want. It looks like a flat world. The world we went into, which looks like a really heavily terrained world, and then this looks like it's just Orbis. Let's try that and see how long it takes. Yeah, this is just Orbis. So this is where you spawn in naturally on every adventure map, which is just regular survival in Minecraft. And you can grab a few materials from in here, some torches, a candle. The map is randomly generated. However, the location of things is not. I believe, like, if I look at the map, Yeah, where we spawn in and where the initial Forgotten Temple gateway is exactly the same spot on every map when you first spawn into a new map. Where in Minecraft, you can spawn in, the terrain could be completely random. There's no rhyme or reason to where it is you're going to spawn in. On a cliff edge, you can spawn into a jungle biome. You can spawn in to a desert biome. It doesn't make a difference. But this is cool. Everything else is randomly generated. It's just 2 locations of your original spawn point, which is that cave, which you could turn into your home, I suppose, if you really wanted to, like to start off with without having to build anything. And then this gateway, which takes you to the main island for trade and things that are going to be coming in the very near future, right? So the portal's in there. This stuff is just decoration. What's crummy about this part is I really like this, and I really love that there is a portal here. I don't like that this golem is a bad guy. He is so freaking... Look at him. Look at him. He's super cute. Like, I wish you could friend him like you can an iron golem, but that's not the case. Chests always have a reasonable amount of loot in them, which is nice, at least to begin with. And then you can jump into this portal right off the bat, and it takes you to the Forgotten Temple, which is a great big island here. And this will be a part of the storyline, I believe, because right now it's just an island to kind of explore. There's nothing really here. There will be stuff like trades and whatnot coming very shortly. Like right here, there's a dude right there. And then you can trade with this person, not right now for some reason. You can interact with this thing. It's like a tree of what memories you've picked up. 0 of 24 and so on down the line. Okay, that's kind of cool. And there's a lot of things that are under construction that'll be part of the storyline, I'm sure, later on. And then there's deer. The deer are friendly. I think all the friendly creatures are on this island, like the rabbits, the deer. I don't know if there's oxen or anything like that here. But yeah, then you can go and run back through the portal. And then I just run past the golem because, again, I like him. So I didn't kill him in any of the maps I logged into initially. I think he's really freaking cool. So I wasn't going to get rid of him. Other thing that this game has that Minecraft does not. So now looking at it, we do have a lot of tables in Minecraft as well. The only difference is that you don't need any one of these things in order to do everything in the game. You really only need this, right? The crafting table right here with the recipes, and the recipes go in progression. You can build most everything with the crafting table. The other things just assist. Like if you want to get a map, if you want to duplicate a map or anything along those lines, you need this table here. What is the fletching table used for, to be honest? I don't think it's used for anything. Is the fletching table even active? I don't even know. The smithing table is used to add things to your armor and used to get netherite armor. So that's useful. Brewing stand is just like in Hytale, or Hytale is just like the brewing stand here. You can make potions with the brewing stand. You can enchant things with this similar table in Hytale as well. This is similar to the blacksmith bench, except in the blacksmith bench, the anvil bench or the blacksmith bench in Hytale, you build your weapons there. Here, you're just adding things to it, like books and names. Enchants essentially to your items here. So more mechanical, I guess. This just helps you reduce the amount of waste, and the cutting stone also it does repair, and so you can repair armor, or not armor, but weapons with that. So it doesn't really do a whole lot compared to Hytale. Hytale's each individual station is significant for those specific tasks, where here only a few of them are very, very specific, and the rest of them are just there for assistance. That makes sense? Yeah. We have an alchemist bench, an arcanist bench. What does it do? So this is where you build teleporters, I guess. Okay, cool. Alchemist bench, I'm guessing you make potions. An armorer's bench, you physically build armor in this bench. Builder's workbench, it looks like just a random workbench of some sort. Mushroom skewer, this looks like a food prep. Oh, it's a stove. It's a stove. You cook on this. Okay, cool. This is a farmer's workbench. You can do anything having to do with farming, making a hoe, shears, buckets, capture crates. I guess you can capture animals, including the chicken coop, which is right over there, as well as the food trough. to feed animals. So that's cool. You got a little gardening cart. That's pretty rad. And then this is to cook food. This is to make storage. Just a furniture workbench. Okay, this is where we make beds and lanterns and things like that. That's kind of cool. This is the memories, the Heart of Orbis, where we can select our memories. You can build one of those, apparently. The salvager looks like you can throw things in there. It doesn't look like you can put workbenches in there, though. A tanning rack looks like you can make leather with. And then the blacksmith, you can make your weapons. Well, that's cool. That's just good to know, because I do need to make some weapons, and the ones I have are really, the crude ones kind of suck. So this is good to learn. Everything from different kinds of bows, crossbows, daggers, battle axes, maces, and swords. Looks like you get some pretty impressive weapons from this mix right here. And then we have our regular workbench over here. We can make things like our regular tools and some other stuff as well that's not as overpowered as the ones from the blacksmith anvil. And then our bed, of course, we'll confirm that this is our bed, sure. The other thing that this game relies on heavily is magic versus mechanical, right? In Minecraft, we have redstone, so you can set things up like auto storage chests. You can set up automatic doorways. You can just simply turn on lights. There are a multitude of things. People have built full-blown computers with the mechanics of redstone within the game of Minecraft. That is freaking rad. Here, the lights are already powered. I think everything is technically magic powered in this game. So you have a lot of magical items here, which is really kind of cool. The other thing to take note on this game is the initial island. This area that you spawn into is an island, right? This initial island is pretty flat, and you do find really cool stuff like this throughout the map. That's another thing that's really nice. It's not just, oh, that's cool. This has got, look at this. This is a mining hut, and it has a full-on mining cart. I wish this was functional. That would be rad if it was. A minecart system that kind of brings your stuff into the house itself, and then brings it upstairs and then into storage. This is cool. This would make for a really cool base or house or whatnot. You can find a lot of this stuff throughout the map, which is really nice. So you don't technically have to build anything, even though it is really nice to build things on your own. I feel like Minecraft is a lot more heavily geared towards building, where this is a lot more geared towards adventuring, because maybe it's because I'm so new to the game. I feel like I need to adventure and go out and about and find really cool things. But for the most part, it seems like that's the only thing you really need to do. I do want to start building in this. And then we get a little bit of hillies on the edges. And then we finally get to the mountain area. And that is, looks like it's got a mine shaft already built into it. Whoa, that's wild. That is freaking cool. Then some of these really pretty blue trees. I think this is a whole new region. There's 4 regions, I believe, for the island. Then once you get beyond the island, I think it gets randomly generated. Is this lava? What is this? Is this supposed to be sand? It is. This is the crystalline depths. And then this is lava. Yeah, it's lava. Moving nice and slow. Whoa, is that a Skellebones horse? This is the Charred Woodlands. That dude is creepy. Charred Woodlands doesn't look very woodland-like, but these do look like basalt. Is this basalt? Is that what this is? A volcanic rock, which is essentially basalt. What is this guy? He's like a dead wolf. Oh, this is creepy. This almost reminds me of the Pale Forest, but everything is dead here. Petrified log. So these are petrified trees. And that's another thing about this game is, like, the further you get away from your initial spawn, the creepier it gets. I mean, look at this. Okay, that tree on fire looks freaking rad. I mean, it does look really cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, these zones are really neat. And, like, I can zoom out. Is it only give me where I am, not where I've been? That's all it does. Okay, I see. Then it looks like it's going to take us to some ice biome over here. What this game does really well is it builds a lot of points of interest for you to visit. So there's places for you to go. Either you can call them a safe haven. I don't know what you want to call them. But this is really cool because it's going to have some material in it so you can get food and whatnot, and you can probably protect it from mobs and whatever at night. Okay. Whoa, it's like a saber-toothed tiger. Okay, so this is going to be more of like a dungeon or a pillager base that we see in Minecraft, but the pillager outposts are really small. These are full like castles, right? So this is really neat. The fact that you get a whole castle to explore and loot once, you know, you clear it out, because there's a lot of mobs here. But is there anything reasonable? Yeah, I mean, you get some cobalt ore, some thorium ore, and even some iron armor. And I'm sure there's other chests throughout. That's just the one I happen to see. So definitely a lot more. It feels cooler, like, because I don't mean by cooler by like this is rad. I mean cooler in the sense that it feels cold because you hear the sound of the wind. You see like the snow kind of blowing on the atmosphere. The snow texture is okay. I don't love it. The snow texture in Minecraft is better looking in my opinion, but you can tell what it is. There's that. But the trees are frozen, which is really freaking cool. So you know you're in another biome. It's not just snow falling on the ground. It's everything about it. There's ore just exposed everywhere. You don't have to go diving deep in order to get ore. You can just kind of see it on the mountainside. And there are really cool mountains here. Like, I wouldn't want to build a base here. I feel frozen just running through this in creative. There's a polar bear down there, and then it looks like we're going into a regular forest. I love the trees and the biomes. Boreal Reach, or is it Boreal Reach? I don't know. Frost March Tundra. That was cool. The sound of you falling is like all the wind. Whoa, look at this base. Okay, the orc bases are really freaking cool, by the way, but I don't think I am ever going to be strong enough to beat an orc. Look at the size of these guys. Oh, 2 hits. 2 hits with a mithril battle axe, and they're done. So yeah, you can clear this. That wouldn't be a problem. You just got to get powerful enough. That's all. This is a really cool base, though. There are a lot of really cool points of interest like this throughout the map. There are not a lot of really cool points of interest like this throughout the map of Minecraft. Again, I focus more on building in Minecraft, like building out my area, where I think I'm going to do a lot more exploring in this game, and maybe eventually it will be more building. Because when I first started playing Minecraft, like this is my video right here, right? This is probably one of my very first videos of playing Minecraft. I started off building. I didn't start off exploring. I knew I could explore. Oh, look at this cemetery. This is like having the graveyard mod in Minecraft. There are a lot of portions of this game that are very mod driven because they listened to the community, and the community said this is what would be cool if it was in this game. And certainly they absolutely 100% listened, because this is rad. Seriously, the amount of attention to detail, the amount of things that just naturally spawn in. You know, if you see like a fountain in the middle of nowhere in Minecraft, it's kind of cool. Oh, look, there's that random thing I never see. But do you care? Not really. I mean, there are like, what, 4 temples, a mansion, and villages. Villages are your biggest thing that are random, that you find, that you can find unique things in, other than like, you know, Desert Temple and then the sunken ships. There's the ancient city. Ancient city is kind of cool. These great big massive villages underground. And in my opinion, they are really freaking cool. You will just never catch me in one. It is really awesome. I mean, I love everything about this. I wish we had this in the overworld. I wish we had something similar to this in the overworld. Where this, I can explore the overworld the entire time. I never have to go underground, even to get materials, and still have a blast doing it. The only thing I don't care for is the amount of mobs, the sheer amount of things that want to kill your face. But there are so many points of interest and so many things to find and get that I feel like your storage space is not enough, right? This is not enough. I guess they give you one more row than they do in Minecraft. You get one additional row. Instead of being 27 plus the hotbar, you get 32 plus the hotbar. What is up with that moon? Why is there a weird moon that looks like it's in the foreground? Okay, so 000 is not spawn. Spawn is... Okay, time set day is the same. Okay, there's spawn. Oh, that's cool. So O puts you in the different versions. I can go into adventure mode. Now I'm in creative mode. Okay. It's good to know. Oh, F is throw. No, G is throw. Okay, we know the C is first, like looking at yourself. That's cool. And then this is third person. Now the water in more current versions is a lot prettier than that of Hytale, but the Hytale landscape, I think, is a lot prettier to look at right off the bat. Now this is vanilla, and this is vanilla in Hytale. This is a problem too I run into on a regular basis, is chunk loading after the fact. It does take a while. Now the biomes are much larger in Fortnite, much larger in Minecraft, which makes it feel a little more like you're running across the same landscape for a while, and I like that actually. I don't know if I like the rush of different biome changes within Hytale. They're so small so far. Hopefully they get to be larger as the updates come rolling in. And that's the other thing too with Minecraft, is there are a lot of caves now. Ever since the caves and cliffs update, everything is caves. Nowhere on our planet is it like this, but Minecraft it is. Caves literally everywhere. And I think the music from Hytale is really cool. I really like it. I wish it was a little bit louder. I can't find a way to adjust it. But I truly do still love the music from Minecraft, the original. This. Yeah. You can't change your skin. You can only modify what you see. There's like options. I'll show you right here. Like these are the options you have. This feels more like Bedrock. You can scroll through, you can pick your hairstyle, your color of your hair, your eyes, your eye shape, your eyebrows, your clothing, your headwear, your eyeglasses, all that stuff. That being said, I wish you could upload skins like you can in Minecraft, because I have a very particular style I want to stick with. I came close. This is not bad. It's not Teeblitz, but it's Teeblitz for now. I don't love the hat. I wish I could modify it a little bit and make it a little less gaudy. Anyhow, is the game better than Minecraft? Yes, to a certain degree, but Minecraft is still Minecraft, and I still love the game. So far, I'm really liking this game. I'm hoping to love it. I think Hytale is going to be a fantastic game once it's fully released. I still think Minecraft is a wonderful game. It just needs to be updated in a lot of ways, and I don't know if Mojang is willing to do that anytime soon. There we are. Get your shit together, Mojang. YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here. You can click on it to check it out.